Hi, Sally.
Hey, Regina. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Farmhouse Fabrics. We've been having a little few chuckles here, and we were hoping that we weren't live, right?
Exactly. That's what I said. Come join us today for all the giggles.
Yeah.
We certainly have had some subjects to giggle over.
Oh, my goodness. You know, you learn something new every day. So I learned something new yesterday.
Yeah, we won't go into that subject. So let's talk about all this wonderful stuff we have to show today.
So Regina and I have been unwinding things.
Oh, my goodness. I came in the store and it's just like, oh, I'm so inspired already. And so I hope you will be too when we're finished.
Definitely always inspires us because I never know what you're going to be working on first. And
when she gives me the last minute notice here.
Oh, good.
No, I'm just looking up some things we're talking about.
Okay, you're Googling things. Okay. You can private message me and we might tell you. I might get a lot of really mad faces if I said anything, right?
Yeah, you definitely would.
Because I have a lot of really sweet ladies that watch this and they wouldn't like
we want to keep them sweet. Yeah. We don't.
You know, I don't know why this made me think about my husband, but
Oh my goodness.
but Regina and I, we're always kind of chuckling about our husbands. We've both been married about the same amount. Did you get married in 1974? 71. Okay, you've been married longer than I have. And we got married in 1974.
But they're Michigan boys.
Well, he's Ohio, but
he's close.
Kind of, yeah, he's close.
He's over the border.
But they're both really nice guys, and we're always like aggravated with them. And it's like, why? They should be. They probably are aggravated with us, but
for sure.
Anyway, so I was grumbling about something. My husband, he doesn't lose his temper. He doesn't get mad. He's very calm, and but also he has to think about things a long time before he makes his decision, right?
Forever.
Yeah, that's right. And so I'm like, well, just come on, let's do this. And so I was grumbling to one of my sons one day, and he's like, Mom, you've been married almost 50 years. I don't think Dad's gonna change. And I'm like,
they're never gonna change, but it doesn't hurt to grumble.
Yeah.
It's like, what else
anyway,
we gotta
but
do?
they're great guys, and yesterday we had to attend an event that was, unfortunately, it was sad. It was a funeral, but when he came down to the shop to pick me up, I thought, you know what, we need a picture. And
it was a great one.
It was a good one, wasn't it? So Christy came out and took a picture, and right before we left. But you really forget
that they do clean up good
they do
sometimes.
Clean up. Yeah, they do. They do, and they're great. They're wonderful guys. And I said yesterday I was in the car a lot going to things. And I like to listen to Christian radio, and I heard the same sermon. I didn't tell you this.
No.
I heard the same sermon twice, and I thought, how come I'm hearing this twice?
The Lord was speaking to her. Okay, she needed it.
It was about not being angry, not carrying anger. It's
you
like,
sent that on over to me.
Oh my goodness! So anyway, I'm gonna be all happy and fine. Yeah. And we're gonna have a good laugh and good time.
And a couple comments.
Oh, good. What
no time to be angry.
Jeanette says, I was out of internet for 3 days. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to watch you, but they fixed it last night. Hi from Oregon.
Hey, Jeanette.
And Lalani says they get more mellow. We were married in 1971 too, and I grumble a lot.
Oh.
Well, Lalani, we're in the same boat together.
My husband serves on a local board of here, and there was a little conflict between that board and another board, and the one he went to the other another board meeting, and I thought he's the perfect one to go because he's calm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath, and he came and he said, yeah, it could have gotten out of hand, but it really didn't. It was really, and I thought, you were the right person. You were the right person to go to that.
That's right.
If I was on that board, they would have said, Sally, you can't go. You can't go. You got to stay home.
And yesterday I was upstairs and I was doing my video that I was releasing on the elastic thread.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Well, I get it. And we have our 2-year-old grandson this weekend. I had left him downstairs with my kind, sweet husband. And all of a sudden, and I could hear him down there, and he was making lots of noise, and the 2-year-old, and I thought he was having a great time and all this. And the next thing I get is a text message. We need to lay off the sugar with this kid.
Oh.
I'm like, what? I just started laughing because I'm like, he hasn't had any sugar, so I don't know why you have him so wound up.
Oh my goodness.
But it was fun.
Oh my goodness.
But I just thought it was really funny because like we need to lay off the sugar. I'm like, what? Okay, he hadn't had any.
Man. Well, I said on Regena's Facebook page, which is Come Sew With Me. You need to join Regena's Facebook page if you haven't already. And your YouTube, where you're sharing your videos,
That's right.
is also called Come Sew With Me,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Regena made a video of shirring, her shirring technique, and it was good. I watched it, and I'm like, yeah, when you watch it, you're going to like, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good. So anyway, I said I'm going to bring out some things and put them in front of Regena and see what she comes up with. Well, we have a few items that they came from Switzerland, and they're pretty awesome, aren't
Oh, they're beautiful. Oh my
they?
goodness.
We haven't put them online yet, and I thought, well, this is a good place to do it.
She
because,
knows what to put out.
Yes.
You know, she knows what to show me. I get so excited.
You know, we show the bobinette and all of that, but this, people, this is like the real thing. This is from Switzerland. It's 100% cotton netting in the prettiest.
This is
pink.
absolutely prettiest pink I think I've
I'm
ever
gonna
seen.
I'm gonna put this little white underneath it, and then kind of fold it over so you can see.
This is baby pink, I call it.
It's not.
It is so
it's
sweet.
not ballet pink
No,
at all.
It has no
It's-
peach in it.
No. But here's the crazy thing. It is 200.
And 16 inches.
Okay, grab the other end, Regena, and we'll
Okay.
start. Okay, here's this, and this,
And it keeps
and
going.
it keeps going. And this is why
going.
we haven't put it online
going.
yet. Yeah, 216 inches wide. And so the question is, I mean, would anybody use a width of 216 inches? Or we definitely, some of it, we have more than this piece. Some of it we can cut into more usable pieces. A lot of our English nettings come in, I think, maybe 40-inch widths.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but we could do
You could do 108
54,
for a skirt.
100, yeah,
You know, if
108
you really
could
are
be a whole
gathering it.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 100% cotton. It's really fine and beautiful, and we want to know what you think. Like, should it be cut in smaller, more narrow widths? Would it be more usable to you? Is there anybody that thinks they could use?
Would you just want one large piece?
Yeah,
You know?
216.
And if you can use it, you can think of the things you can make with 216 inches
Right,
of this.
right.
You know.
But it'd be so beautiful, and we shall have to put some laces with it.
Oh my
and
goodness,
see.
yes.
Then you could have a beautiful all over lace dress
Got
in
a
this.
couple
Yeah.
people saying 60 inches would be
60
good.
inches would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
For the smaller things.
It's
yeah.
more. I think it would be more useful. So
Uh-huh.
anyway, we'll be putting this on the first of the week. It's not online yet, and Christy's out of town, and
They said Sarah Ward, doesn't she hate seams?
oh.
Yeah, you'd
She
only
does
have
do
one
all
in
those
this,
one
you
pieces.
know, it would be,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. So I've never seen it this wide before, and it was kind of fun to get it, and especially in a beautiful baby pink. So anyway, be watching, and we'll come up with, probably it'll be more narrow,
Yeah.
just because I can't imagine us trying to cut it, right?
Trying to cut this wide?
Yeah.
No.
And so, along with those, with that pink netting, some other pieces that came from Switzerland, and these will be online first of the week, but you get first peek at it. Okay.
Yes.
You know what? We can go
We can go overhead to show this.
overhead. Yeah. And then look at this. So we have, it's a border of embroidered roses. Look at that.
And this is so soft and
Yeah,
so
it's
beautiful.
really,
Is this
really-
the only color you get at the pink? Does it come in blue or just pink?
Pink is the
No,
only color
pink.
that we have at this time. Yeah. Like, first time I've ever even seen that. It's like,
Mhm.
and now they want
And
blue.
then-
What in the
It's like,
world?
Forget the blue, the pink. You'll love the pink.
But this is, do you think it's 60 inches? Maybe not quite. We'll see.
They said 216 could be used as a bed curtains, around a canopy bed or
Oh.
around a baby girl's crib.
Oh,
yeah.
that or a bassinet.
The bassinet.
Wouldn't that
skirt
be
would
beautiful?
gorgeous. Oh,
Oh,
yes. But
keep
the
the
pink
ideas flowing, you guys.
silk satin ribbon around the top.
Oh yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. Okay, this is this is 60 inches wide.
Mhm.
Okay, so we can go
Okay,
off
we can
of
go
that
back over
now.
here. Yeah.
But yeah, 60 inches wide with a beautiful. Now I think the roses are done. The fabric is cotton, but the roses are looks like a rayon thread, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Mhm.
Because it has a little sheen
It's
to it.
sheen on it.
So these are it's white on white, and we have a pretty good amount of this, and this will be online.
This is beautiful.
First of the week.
This would make really nice pillowcases too.
Oh, I
would
never
love
thought
your
of
head
that.
on that because it is so soft and so lushy feeling. Oh,
Wouldn't it be a pretty first communion dress?
oh yes. Oh,
Or a flower girl dress?
right.
Lori Lennart says, "Ooh, that rose motif fabric is yummy."
It is yummy.
It's beautiful, and it feels fabulous.
Oh, it does. It's just so soft and it doesn't wrinkle.
No, it's not
It
wrinkly.
doesn't wrinkle very much at
So
all.
then there's another one, and then Regina went around and found coordinates for this.
Yeah, I got really excited
Oh,
over
man.
this one. Let me
This
tell
is
you.
pretty.
She showed me this, which is just beautiful.
So this is embroidered. You know what?
It has leaves.
I don't know if this is a linen cotton. This could be linen cotton.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think so because
definitely
it's-
can't
it looks
tear it.
like
You have to
linen,
pull a
and you have
thread
to
on
pull
it.
a thread.
So I'm going to go to overhead, and you can see the design on this. So overhead is available only, I'm so sorry, Instagram. It's only available on Facebook and YouTube. But
I'll hold it up there
we'll
so you
hold it
can
up
see
so
it.
you can see it.
It's so pretty.
They're like vines and leaves, and they're delicate and beautiful. And
This
look
would
at
make a beautiful lady's blouse. You know, I mean, it's just so pretty. And so then I thought, well, if it's going to make a blouse, I want a blouse out of this, so I'm going to look for a pattern for myself.
yeah,
And then I went to pull some coordinates to make
I'm gonna
pants.
slide it down this way a little bit. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
And look at these. This is linen that has some lycra.
And it's a bottom weight linen.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
pant weight.
definitely
I'm
for
gonna go back
pants. And it's really, really nice. But you can see it has some stretch to it.
And definitely not see-through.
No, and it would be so nice to wear because it feels so good.
Yeah, this is good looking.
So I thought, okay,
You
well,
can eat a big lunch and still put.
you might see me in a lime green outfit. I hope it's my color because I really like it, whether it
Yeah.
is or not.
Well, it looks wonderful with the
And then
the
we had
vines.
this one. I found this one, which is also, this one almost looks like it has little pin tucks in it, but it
Yeah,
doesn't.
they're vertical woven lines, almost like a satiny line. Yeah,
Go
there
over
we
here
go.
so you can see what this looks like.
Yeah,
See the little lines in this?
yeah. There you go. You can really see it.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
And it looks, I mean, it's really pretty. And this you can't see through either, so you can make
Right.
pants out of this. And I
And-
thought, you know, the new wide leg pants with the elastic waist, it would be so pretty in an outfit together.
So we already have the greens online, and this definitely will be going on. This is like 60 inches wide, and so when Christy gets back from her vacation,
Boy, is she going to be
We got-
bombarded on
we got all
Monday.
this ready for
It's
her,
like,
right?
Chrissy, you shouldn't
Yeah.
have had all this inspiration here today because I
Oh
was
my
pulling things left and
goodness,
right.
that's
It was
right.
like, okay.
You're gonna love this. But great for kids too. I mean, Regina, I know you're thinking about some adult
Yeah,
clothes.
no, but it'd be beautiful
I
for
could
summer
see a
dresses for little
beautiful-
kids.
yeah.
Oh, man, it's so
That's right.
pretty. Yeah,
That's pretty.
it would be gorgeous.
All right, so we can
Okay, so we can
put
put this
that
over
in
here.
that pile. So
We're
Regina,
liking it. Pretty green leaves and
yeah,
vines.
I love that
Yes,
too.
I do too.
I want you to talk about Evie Hawkins stuff.
Okay, let's talk about Evie. I was trying to think of a gift to make for some ladies, and so when I saw Evie came out with these new designs, and I picked out this one first. We'll talk about this one, the border, and that's what I wanted, and so I picked out the border. And when I thought, okay, I just went in and got a piece of linen, and isn't this just the most gorgeous edging? We gotta go
love
back
that.
up.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
It's just the most gorgeous edging you could ever do. I mean, and it sews out just beautiful.
I'm gonna hold it up right here for a second.
And this is from a bit of stitch, and it's the tea towel cutwork hems, and they're just beautiful. And there's different ones, so I'm going to show you
Oh,
these.
look
You
at
see,
the borders.
You know, you can do all these different borders.
They're beautiful.
And I
Let
think
me hold
this-
this one up. This border.
I was just doing it as a sample, but I was going to do these tea towels. But I thought at the bottom of a little girl's dress, it's
That'd
going to be
be
so
wonderful
beautiful
on
with
that.
this, you know.
Yes.
Or this one
Yeah.
would be so pretty. Or an overlay, you know, if you did the bottom
That's
edge of an
right.
overlay, it would be gorgeous. And so this is from Evie's.
You could do the bottom of a pinafore
You can
too,
see a bit of
like a
stitch.
pinafore skirt kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yes, I
Yeah,
love that.
And they come out so pretty. And so then when I did the bottom edge, I thought, okay, well, let me look at her other one. So I went in and pulled this one up, and this one's called Sea Breezy, and it's
Okay, we're gonna do this again.
okay. There we
There
go,
you
Sea
go.
Breezy,
Mm-hmm.
and it has all the different shell
Oh, look at
designs
that.
here.
So is
So you
this
can
where
see
you
all
got?
these.
Is this where you got
That's
this
where
guy?
I got this, and
Okay.
this is actually cut work. But at the time, I didn't have time to do the cut work, so I just did it and sewed it out just the outline. I just
I
did
love it as
and
the
kept
outline.
going to the next step. So you don't
Right.
have to follow it exactly the way. It comes in an applique horse. It also comes in, I mean, the designs are applique or cut work. And so they're just so pretty.
I'm gonna hold it up for.
So if you have a beach
Instagram.
house or you know somebody and you want to make a gift for them, these are beautiful. And she gives you all the instructions on how to make these little
Michelle
tea
has a beach
towels.
house. Michelle, you gonna do that
but
for your
I
beach?
have renters. It might get messed up.
Yeah.
And,
Well, you save them for yourself and put them out when
Yeah.
you take family there.
that's true.
You know?
That's pretty.
Yeah, so I just thought they
There's
were
a
gorgeous.
question. Is this by hand or machine?
It's all by machine. It's all in the hoop. And so you just follow Abby's directions, and they're absolutely written beautifully and well done. So you can't mess it up.
I
So
want to know if there will be a link for the embroidery design.
yes,
Yes.
definitely a link. But I want to ask you about the. Tell me how you did that. Tell me what. I
Oh,
know
the
she
steps
tells
on
us
doing
the
it?
steps. The steps. that
Okay,
you-
well, you hoop up your wash-away stabilizer. It's a wash-away stabilizer. And then you just put it in, and it tells you, it sews out a placement line.
Mhm.
And then you would place your fabric down right on that placement line. And then it goes back and sews the first step.
I'm gonna go to overhead so they can see your hands.
Okay.
What you're doing
It,
here.
it sews out, it'll give a placement line, you put your fabric down, it's straight on the edge,
Mhm.
and it'll hang below where this is, and then you will stitch out your first line here, and you will lift this up and cut the fabric away from this, and then you go back and it does a satin stitch to
Oh,
finish
that's
it.
how it
And then
finishes
it does
the edge
this,
so beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have a free download on our website that Evie gave us tips for embroidery. Wasn't that what it's for? Tips for embroidery. And you're welcome to. You just have to log in to be able to download it. But it's a free download from Evie Hawkins, A Bit of Stitch. And when she was here, I think the last time, she gave us a paper with lots of tips. And Regina says
Right.
if you follow her tips
Yeah.
and use the stabilizers that
Right.
she
Yeah.
suggests, then you're going to have success with
You
this.
will. If just follow the people who design these, whether it's this one or Applique for Kids or whoever it is, follow their instructions.
Right.
Don't think for 1 minute that you can cut corners
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to come out the same as theirs.
Because
Because
they
it
want
won't.
they
They
want
know
you to be successful.
They have sewn these out so many
Yeah.
times, and they have used them every different way that you can think of to do it, and this is the way they come out right. So that's why they write it that way.
Yeah.
And so if you follow the instructions, you'll have no problem. And they're absolutely beautiful. And so if you want something, you want a skirt with these designs on the bottom for a little girl for a beach picture, oh my goodness, you know how
Wouldn't
pretty that would be beautiful?
that would be pretty.
And this is on a linen, and it just comes
And
out so
do they
pretty.
come in like can you size it a different size, or
Yes,
is it all the
yeah.
same?
If you look on there,
I
it
think
should
it's
give you
in-
the
it's in
sizes.
here.
Mhm.
Because wouldn't it be cute on a pocket?
Yeah, you could put
You know,
one on
a
a
cute little
pocket.
one on a pocket.
Yeah, it gives you over here all the different sizes.
Okay. Cute.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. So
So also, if you go to a bit of stitch, ABITOFSTITCH, and we'll have links. Go to abitofstitch.com and sign up for Evie's newsletter because she's so real and so it's like you're talking to her. You know,
Yeah,
when
it
she
is.
writes,
It's like you're having a
she's- Yeah,
conversation.
a conversation. She's very, very sweet and very fun, and she will not lead you wrong. And
no, she won't.
she's a pretty awesome person. I love recommending her things.
I do too, and I love recommending people that I have sewn it and know that it works. You know,
but she has a newsletter, so if you sign up for her newsletter, then you know you can.
And you'll find out what she's doing, what she's working on, and what's coming
She
out.
always
And
has
she has
specials.
too. Yeah,
That's right. So
Fred said Denise is hyperventilating about the sea critter design.
that's right. That's right. She
okay,
needs
Fred,
to
get on the computer, download those for her.
That's right. A bit of stitch.
And you won't even have to hear anything out of her for a while. You just go get dinner because she's going to be sewing out.
That's right. That's really cute. Yeah, they could really use it. They live at the beach. So,
oh, you need these
I
for
love
sure.
that.
You could put these on your kitchen towels. You could put them on your bath towels. You can put, you'll have more critters around
Put
your
them
house.
on your underwear.
Yeah. Oh, Fred needs a seahorse. There you go.
You know what? We're going to get out of line.
I know. We better go on to the next subject here. Okay. Moving right along.
Speaking of Joy Welch and Applique for Kids,
Right. Yep.
Regina made an outfit that has a collar.
Yeah, I don't have that. Let me get my outfit. I don't have the pattern.
This is so cute. This is from the Children's Corner Harper pattern. Wait till you see this. Adorable. You like
While you are taking that off, Regina, what fabric did you use for the hand towel?
Linen. A lightweight linen.
Lightweight.
Handkerchief linen, yeah. Okay.
Okay, now I'm
On
going to...
Come Sew With Me, I was asked to do in the hoop collar demo. Didn't wash out my blue. And so I said, okay, I'll do that.
Put
And
something white under that because it looks so terrible.
okay, well, let's put it here.
Oh,
on
there we
this.
go. This is the prettiest lavender. Oh, yeah, that shows up better now. I'll show you on here. Look at how sweet this is. Okay.
And so I was doing the in the hoop collar for my video to download on YouTube, which will go on this afternoon when I get home because it's all ready. And I thought, well, I have to put it on something. So I thought, okay, let's see what it's going to fit. So I did a size 1 collar because I know somebody asked me about the sizes on collars. So I just started with a size 1. And this is on a 3-month bubble. And so the collar is actually about this wide.
Well, you can back it
know.
out just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they can see. There we go. There
Yeah.
we go. Yeah.
And anyway, it's about this wide across here, like this. And so then you just cut it out to fit. You know, when you lay it down and match the front and back, center front and center back, and then you just draw around it. And I took 2 pieces of, a heavy weight stabilizer and cut out the front bodice and the 2 back pieces and sewed the shoulder seams and had marked the front and back center. And then I just laid that collar on there and traced around where it needed to go before I put it on the actual fabric.
Well, it's a perfect fit.
And it fitted just
Look
perfect.
at that. In the back, everything. It's perfect.
Yeah, so this collar would probably go up to
Here
an
we go.
18-month, I would think.
See, look at the back. And then the front.
Yeah,
Show
and
the
so,
front.
and then
the
somebody
back.
else on the Come Sew With Me was asking yesterday about putting a sash on this pattern. You know, it comes with a sash.
Oh, like a tie sash.
The tie sash. And she was asking advice about that on a baby, you know, on somebody under 12 months old. And I said, well,
Might go back.
I wouldn't do it because when they stay in the car seat so much or in the carrier, they're on their back, okay,
Oh,
most
and
of
there's
the
a big
time.
knot.
And the big knot in their back. So this little belt is just perfect for that.
Yeah, that's cute.
You know, and it comes out really cute. So it's
So there you matched your lining, and the lining is a gingham. And then, of course, Regina loves the cam snaps.
cam snaps. Yeah,
And so they come in a million different colors,
they
don't they?
do. And
And
it
so
just
we're
so
gonna
happened.
Pull them off or something like that.
I don't think
Look
so.
at that.
And they, you know, they come in all these beautiful colors, and it
That's sweet.
had
Yeah.
this purple that matched. So,
You probably have every color.
well, just about. I got to reorder because I didn't have any for the pink, so it was like, okay,
Don't they come in a because
in a
I
box,
think,
yeah,
yeah, box
And
with lots of colors.
probably 30 colors in that
And
box.
is there a certain size you like best?
Well, there's
or
only,
not?
as far as I know, people talk about that all the time, but when you order that box, it doesn't say a size.
Oh, okay.
And so I think these are like a 20.
Because I think
know.
we put a link to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can
before.
go back and you can order just bags of colors. You don't have to get the whole box again. You can reorder because I've done that many times. Get a whole bag of
Oh,
white,
right,
black,
right,
whatever
right.
color you need. And then somebody also asked yesterday about putting a lining under this collar.
Well, I was just noticing this looks great. The collar does not have
No.
a lining.
No. There's no lining. It's
that
done in the
looks
hoop and there's
so
no collar. I mean,
good.
no lining to it. You can do that, but I've never done it because I see no reason to do it.
Right.
And even on the outfits that I've made, that this fabric is a different color from what the collar is, and you can
Right.
see through it. It doesn't matter,
Right.
you know, because it's finished so well on the back that you don't need
Man,
a
no kidding.
lining.
It hangs beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And these pretty little rosebuds all done in the hoop, right?
All done in the hoop. Yeah.
So you don't
8
have
minutes.
to know how to do.
8 minutes for each side.
You don't have to know how to do
Don't have to
bullion
do
rose.
hand stitch bullion roses. They're on here already. But it did. It literally
Wow.
was 8 minutes of stitching on each collar, each side.
Oh, you're kidding.
Mm-mm. It just does the outline. You trim it. You put it back
Oh.
in. It finishes the outline and does the roses, and you're done.
That satin stitch is beautiful.
It is.
Wow, I love that. And then, look, you know.
Old grandmas can't pull these apart. And people say they come off all the time, and I've not had one to come off because they
Oh,
are on there so
man.
well.
Yeah, look at that. So does it need it? Do you need a special tool when you put cam snaps
Just those
on?
pliers.
And
Just
they
their
come. Does
hand,
it
and you
come
just-
with it?
Mhm.
And then.
And
just
I
a
use the
little-
woven interfacing,
Oh, okay.
the German interfacing
did
in
you?
the,
And-
across the
Oh,
bottom
across
here.
the bottom,
Yeah.
like those strips.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, that's what those strips are for.
They are. They're great, and then you can use them
And you
down
do
the
the
back
Yep.
to stabilize either buttons
Mhm.
or
Snaps.
snaps.
Mhm.
That's cute. So Joy Welch Applique for Kids has collars in the hoop and the little pattern, and we'll have these in too. Right now we don't have any Harpers in stock, but Children's Corner Harper. But they're so tiny and cute.
They're
at
so
that.
sweet.
This is what size?
3 months.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah,
cute.
they're just so sweet.
Oh, I love it.
I was like, okay, it's time to sew something sweet and cute.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then
Pull out, yeah.
let's do this one.
Okay. We'll show you the different seersucker with flamingo print and
When I was
Yeah.
leaving last week, I saw the flamingos and goes, oh my goodness, I know exactly what I want to do with that one. I said, I got to have a piece of that. So I went home and I made this little bubble. I'll show it to you this way, like this. And then we can
I
go
wish I
overhead.
could just do that as fast as you can.
I know. My goodness.
Well, this took 3
Look at
hours
that.
total because I had a napper and it had to be done before
it
he
had to
was
be-
up.
Oh, right.
So we
Oh.
got it all done before he was there. And this is by Honeysuckle. It's by Peony Patterns, and it's Honeysuckle. And when I saw this pattern, I'll have to be honest with you, I did not like it at all. And I thought, why did I even buy that? And so then I looked down at the bottom and I thought, well, those are cute too. But I didn't like all that ruffle and I wanted to make this for a little baby. And so I didn't want that ruffle on it either.
Mhm.
And I thought, well, I could do this without that. And I think it's for summer, this is so quick and easy.
Yeah, I'm going to hold it up here.
Okay.
And yeah, because no ruffles. Now you use black whip stitch piping.
I did because
On
I didn't have
here.
any black piping. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? I didn't have any black piping.
Wow.
So I'd like, okay, I have to dig in the box and see what I have. And so that's what I came up with, the whip stitch. And I didn't want sleeves, and I didn't, this has long sleeves. It has different, there's so many different
There
patterns.
are a lot of options.
Yeah, a lot of options. That's what I'm trying to think of at the bottom.
Mhm.
But just a simple little sleeveless something, this will wash and wear so easy.
Yeah,
And then it just buttons down the back, little buttons.
that's cute.
And I thought, okay, that's what I want to.
Wow.
I want to make the first one, so I did that one first. And so that one and this one are going to go to a special little baby named Banks.
Oh.
And
Is Auntie sitting over there?
Yes.
yeah, because I was like,
I might have to make a delivery today.
Oh.
because I don't have a little 3-month-old, and I was like, I don't need to keep
Oh.
stacking them up. So
Man.
Perfect. She's starting to move into her 3-month.
Oh.
Yeah,
She's
so-
a little chunk.
yeah,
You'll
when I
have to
saw the
show her
picture,
this.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I was
you
like, oh
probably
my
did.
goodness, who's going to fit those perfect in this next month? you
Oh
know?
my
And
goodness.
she is a very hot-natured baby. And
Oh, so she needs
Well, this-
all the
she
sleeveless
already
and
is wearing just little
Uh-huh.
outfits like that.
Yeah,
So
the
that's
seersucker
perfect.
is so cool and so
Yeah.
comfy. You
this
know?
is a giving person right here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I love
is
to
a
do
giving
things.
person.
And look at the colors. We have this
Yeah,
this
that's
green,
pretty.
and the pink. So I mean, they're
know.
so cute.
They're really cute.
If you have 500 pink outfits and need a green one, that's better.
That's right. That's cute. That is cute.
Yeah. And
But
then
I love this next outfit. Oh my goodness.
and this one
This is
doesn't go
some-
to
this is some
Miss
cute
Banks,
stuff.
but I'm gonna make another one. So I just
I'm gonna show
absolutely
that
love
this is Belfast linen, and totally could be used for this outfit, or the tea towels, the Belfast
Yes,
linen.
either one.
This is, I'm telling you what.
A
This
friend
is-
of mine made this and brought it to
This
our
is some
smocking
kinda
guild,
cute.
and I saw it and I was like, "Oh my
at this.
goodness, I want to make that one day." And I said, "Well, where did the pattern come from?" And she said it was in a So Beautiful magazine. I thought, "Oh well, forget that," because I wasn't sewing back when So Beautiful was really going about, and I didn't have it. Well, somebody had brought a stack of patterns that day and gave them away, and I picked up the magazine. And she said, when she saw me have
If
it, she
you
said,
have
"It's in
this
there," and I'm like, "Oh
magazine-
my gosh."
If you have this magazine, this pattern is in there.
Yes, it was meant to be for me to make this because I got a free pattern.
This is April, May 2014. So beautiful. But even before, I'm going to let her talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
When this dress came out, this is the prettiest dress that is voile, embroidered voile. And so that's when we ordered this fabric.
Yeah.
And then we had it in white and ivory and
We'll
pink
turn
and
around
black.
this way so
Oh,
they
okay.
can see it too.
Yep. Here we go.
Yeah.
Emma just found where you can order it digitally online for $5.99.
Oh, you're
Putting the link.
kidding.
Awesome, because it definitely that
Oh, that's great.
yes.
What do they call it? Now you can show them the pattern. I'm just grabbing your
It's a
stuff
sweet
away from you.
springtime diaper shirt.
Oh my goodness! And it's by Barbara Carter
Hmm.
in this magazine by Barbara Carter.
And it's so sweet, and it's one piece of fabric,
That is precious.
and you just cut it on the fold, and
Yeah.
it is so adorable.
So can they see? Yeah, they can see
Mhm.
it there.
That's what I like.
So this is you can download that.
Yes, yes. So it is through the sewing collection. It's $5.99, and it will be that pattern as well as White House Princess dress pattern, which is size 3 to 6.
So you get
That's
this pattern in
this.
there as well.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so-
awesome.
I'll have the
Emma.
link.
Emma, you're too good.
Carla said that would look so good with the white fabric and the flowers.
Oh, this one. It would
Oh,
be beautiful
yes,
with that.
Yes, it certainly would.
Oh wow.
That would be so pretty.
Well, that dress right there is like, I've got to have that fabric.
Yeah.
And so Capital Imports ordered that for us and then carried it for a long time. And now we still have pink, white, ivory, black. I think we have all the
But
colors.
when I picked the magazine up that day, I picked it up for that white dress because I thought that is so pretty.
that.
And then my friend saw I had the book, and she said, "Well, the little thing I made is in there." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, you're kidding me!" And so when I opened
Look
it
at
up, I
this.
was so excited.
Oh my goodness. Now, guess what? She did hand bullions on this.
Yeah, I did do hand bullions on this one.
Yep. Let's see.
Sat
Put it-
there,
Look at
did
that.
it come in a little and maybe see it. Oh, gotta move it up.
Right. Look at that. That's so cute. And at every little
Yeah.
point.
Uh-huh.
So, and also here she has lace shaping
Mm-hmm.
with the scalloped lace insertion, and then you probably had to gather that a little
I
bit to go
did.
around the
It
edge.
was a little bit
to-
gathered,
That
uh-huh.
way it doesn't pull
Right.
and cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty.
But I was
love
sitting
that.
sitting at a sewing retreat next to my friend Jane Seeley that
Oh,
everybody knows, and she's sewing heirloom all day long. And I'm just sitting there drooling because it's like, I want to do lace. I want to do something. I want to do.
mhm.
So I came home on Sunday and I made this on Monday
Well,
because I was like, okay, I either do it now or I don't. I didn't even clean the house. I didn't unpack. I didn't do anything. I just had to go up and sew. And so I
So you
made
did
that.
the flowers by hand.
I did.
mm-hmm.
And then I made these little bloomers to go
Now
with it.
this.
And these are so cute. And they are by,
Here it is.
Is that
Oh.
Mayfair?
This is sewing stories.
Sewing Story Studio. And it's on Etsy. And they're the high-waisted bloomer pattern.
Yep.
I absolutely love them. They're my favorite ones.
Well, because they just have the elastic.
Yeah, you just fold
casing,
down the
and
top.
so it's really quick.
Yeah.
Look how
You fold down the
tiny
top
those are.
and you put it on. Yeah, they're just so cute. And then sewing, and then I just added the lace onto the legs.
Right.
before I put the case, you know,
Oh,
before
right,
I put
because
the
you could just
elastic.
zigzag that on the
Yeah.
fold.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Very cute.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Regina.
And so it just kind of finished out the little diaper shirt.
Look how tiny these things are.
I know.
Oh, man.
I was talking to Emma and I said that doesn't it make you just really want one and then just give it back?
Yeah.
You know, let me dress it up for the day and then
Yeah.
give it back, you know.
Oh my goodness, that's cute.
Regina is so talented, beautiful, pretty.
I know.
Thank you.
I love
Getting all
that.
these.
Everybody
Ah.
can make this. Anybody can make these. You can do it. You can follow directions. That's what I
Maybe.
did.
Maybe they can.
And some days I don't follow directions because I'll tell you, when I was sewing up this Harper,
Mm-hmm.
3 times, and I'll tell you, 3 times I ripped those bottoms out because I was talking to my mother on the phone,
Oh.
and I sewed them up, and I sewed the same thing 3 times. And I'm like, what did I do again? You know?
That's why everybody said maybe not their favorite notion, but their most used notion is the seam ripper.
Oh, mine
Right.
definitely was on
That day,
Wednesday
right?
because I
Yeah.
did those Wednesday, and I'm telling you, I put the placket in before I put the lining in the thing. How crazy is that?
Oh.
So I had to go cut a whole nother bottom, and I'm still talking.
Oh.
And I cut out a new pair, and I went back and sewed them up, put the lining in, didn't put the placket in. Then I didn't put the elastic in. I'm telling you all these crazy things.
Well, I don't feel too bad then.
I got the waist. No, yeah, don't think everybody sews perfect because they don't. And I put the gathering in the top of them, and then I'm like, well, how come the legs aren't gathered up? So guess what? Out came all the gathering threads, and I had to go back and put the elastic in.
Oh.
All right, tell me the name of the bloomers again so I can find the link.
They're high-waisted Sewing Stories Studio on Etsy.
Yep. Etsy.com/shop/sewing stories studio. I said it. I said
You
it
did it.
right
She
without
got it all
stumbling
right,
over
but
my D's and T's.
With all those T's that
No
time.
kidding.
And that can all be made out of this beautiful linen that she had.
Yeah,
This is so pretty.
Belfast linen. It's really pretty, and the color,
Yeah.
the colors.
This
are
pink
beautiful.
is beautiful too because
I'm
it's a
thinking
real
this,
pink.
This pink looks like
It
our
goes
netting
with this.
pink.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It definitely matches the netting.
Well,
Okay, and then we're going to talk about some other tools here.
yeah, because
I told
couldn't
Sally
believe
about this. I couldn't believe she had this in the shop.
That.
Yeah, because I was at my sewing retreat and I went to a quilt shop, and they carried baby lock products and stuff. And so I was looking at all the, because I always look for different things, and they had this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to have this, and they only had one. But this is a serger seam hook, and you know how you usually try to thread your serger threads into a needle and then run that needle through
Let
the.
me see you
Okay.
talking. No, I just
Oh,
I
you-
just turned it to your face so they can see
Okay.
you talking about it.
You usually do it, thread a needle and run it back through your serger seam and to cut, and then cut your thread off, you know, to secure it. And this is a hook that you just put through the seam, grab a hold of that thread and pull it through. And it works beautiful. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to have this.
I think Connie Palmer was the one that told me about this.
Yeah,
And yeah,
she probably saw it at one of the quilt
Yeah,
shows, you
yeah,
know,
that's
because
right.
that's usually the quilt shows set up the machines and
Do
then
you know
they
what
bring
I
in
do?
tubes.
I'm terrible. I grab it and pull it back and zigzag over.
Well,
it
that's
and-
what I used to do.
Okay, now you do it the right
But
way.
now I do it this way.
Okay.
And then sometimes I still go back over and sew
Yeah,
it down,
yeah.
you know, just so it doesn't come out.
I'm like
But this
in a
is
hurry
much
and just-
easier, you know, if you're doing it.
Yeah.
No, zigging is
Yeah,
faster,
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
It truly is. And then the other thing that I use a whole lot is this Simplex expanding seam sewing gauge for putting buttons on. Now, if you don't have one of these, everybody needs this in their sewing room. Because takes all the guessing out of putting buttons on, or pleats, or anything that you're doing that you need to space it.
You know, another thing I like about
sharing.
it is that you actually have a straight line if you want to mark your buttonhole, the front and the
Exactly.
back.
Yeah.
You're not like crooked way up here or way down
Right.
here.
No, you just put it on there and
Yeah.
mark the thing, and then
Mhm.
then you
Yeah.
sew it. You know,
It's nice.
and it's definitely you got to have this.
Yeah.
That's some of my tools, and then the piping tool, which I didn't have piping to use my tool with, but we have one here, and I use this one all the time. And it has the 4 different
measurements for seam allowances.
Yeah, but the little groove in the bottom, the channel, I was trying to think of channel, to lay on top of the piping, and then you can cut it exactly the width that you need it.
Is quarter inch.
Yeah, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch on one side, and 3/8 and 5/8 on the other side. And it's the best one. And it's like when you lay it down, it grips it,
Yeah.
and it won't move, while you're cutting. I have some that I used to use that you lay it there, well, the piping came out like different widths.
Yeah. Sometimes your entree can, or even your laces, can have a wide seam allowance, and you can. I think I actually did it with this one time, where I put it up under here. Let's see if you want to. Let's make a 1/4 inch.
Yeah,
And actually, it's like a 1/4 inch. Yeah, you can put your piping or your entree or something, and then with
Trim
your
off.
rotary cutter, trim that off.
yeah,
That's right. Yep.
yeah, and that's it. It works wonderful.
I think I did it another time. Because
Yeah,
here's
she
one
cut
whacked-
off. Yeah, you
here's
can't
one
cut
all
this one any
whacked off.
smaller than
That's
a 1/4
right.
inch.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, this has been really popular.
It has. It's a must-have tool.
A lot of people will use that one.
There's lots of things you can. I mean, you can have 1,000 tools in there, but if you really look up at what you use, you probably use about a handful.
Right.
Because you just get used to using those all the time, and that's what you use.
I was going to show only because Diana, who works here, bought a really cute little outfit for her granddaughter, and the ribbon needed to be replaced. And so she said, "How do you keep the ends from
From
fraying?"
fraying?
Yeah. So if you have like this is a rayon Petersham ribbon. Let's see. Anyway, I take fray check and I run a bead. I've done it already on here and it's dried. I run a bead of fray check, just a little line of fray check across the end, and so it actually is darker here. And maybe we can go to the overhead on that one.
Gotcha.
So it dried, but you can see that it's darker. But you can just go back and trim just real close to that, and it still stays sealed, and you barely can see.
Right.
Like if that was in a bow, you wouldn't even notice it.
Mm-mm.
But see, you can see how this will come.
It pulls off.
It pulls
and
off
It starts
and it
rattling.
starts raveling. And so you want to be able to somehow secure that or seam that. Well, I meant to bring my matches down here.
You did.
I forgot to do it. But with a polyester grosgrain, what you can do is you can take a lighter and just run that across, and that'll melt the very end of the. That'll melt the edge. So that will seal it if it's polyester. If it's not polyester, you're gonna catch on fire. Like rayon, catch on fire. Rayon, you're gonna need a fray check, and then this is polyester satin ribbon, and I think that one needs to be sealed. And I did that one with a little bit of fray check too, and see that's been dried. That can just be trimmed, and you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, and you barely even notice that the fray check
So
is on there.
if you have a hair bow or a sash, and you want that to stay pretty at the edge, you can use your fray check, let it dry, and then trim it so just a little tiny bit of it is remaining. And if it's polyester grosgrain, you can burn it. You can melt it. Yeah. And actually, I mean, I know that there are actually heat cutter kind of things for people that do
Oh,
like
really?
millions of hair bows.
Oh.
They can just do this.
That's something I haven't
And
seen.
It'll slice it. It probably melts it right there.
It probably
and
does,
then-
and just cuts
and
it.
then
Probably a
and-
hot blade. It just
yeah.
cuts it right in.
Yeah, and then it seals the edges.
Yeah.
But this way it doesn't end up looking weird, like little strings hanging
Yeah, and
down.
after if something's washed a few times, they're going to be all
That's right.
raggy on the end.
That's right. So fray check, I like to keep fray check handy because I also use it. We'll talk about it another time. I also use it when I stabilize my buttonholes. When I make buttonholes, I stabilize them like you do with your snaps with German interfacing strip, and then I also put a tearaway on my sewing bed before I put the fabric on and before I sew the buttonhole, and then make my buttonhole, and it keeps it from getting all puckery.
Right.
And then I tear that away, and then I run fray check across the
That's what I do too
buttonhole.
before I cut it.
Yeah, and let that dry. But if you've used your blue marking pen, make sure you get rid of all that blue before you use your fray check, because that'll seal that blue right in there.
It just stays right there.
So you have to take a little time, get it wet, use your blue.
Spray.
Yeah. What is that junk called?
Blue spray.
Blue line eraser. What is that
blue
junk
line.
called?
Yeah, blue
Use your
line
blue
eraser.
line eraser, and get that off of there. Let it dry, and make sure all the blue is gone.
Yeah.
And then run your fray check. Let that dry before you
Cut it.
cut it. And so,
We got
I
a
usually just-
question.
yeah.
What do you ladies use for thicker piping, the inside portion?
The
I
cording.
mean, what size cord?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
There are different sizes of cording. We don't carry a lot of sizes. We only really we carry the Vaughn. That's our favorite because it's kind of
Yeah.
I mean, it's not super tiny, but it's nice
It's
and
not
firm.
big and fat either.
Right.
It's just kind of medium. Yeah.
Yeah. So it comes in a ball of maybe 100 yards,
Yeah, that's a lot.
maybe $6 or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
110 yards.
110
Yeah.
yards. And it's by Von Pierce, and we carry that, and we sell hundreds of rolls of that.
Right.
But that's really handy, and you can make a lot of piping with that.
And when I said I didn't have any black piping, I had black fabric.
Oh, you didn't want to make
But
piping.
I don't want to make piping that day. It's
That's
like, this
fun.
is faster. So that's why
funny.
Sally has piping in every color. So unless
We do have a lot of piping.
I have to make it to match something, I don't make it.
Cheryl Clapp says fray block does not work as well as fray check to seal ribbon ends. So you
Oh,
might wanna get
that's-
fray check.
Okay. We talked about we carry both of them, and people prefer them for different reasons. So fray check seals it better. Thanks, Cheryl.
No, that's a good tip.
This is pretty on here. I'm showing this because this is a beautiful Fabric Finders fabric that we happen to have on sale right now. It's in our in our overstock. It's in our overstock category, and y'all have been taking
This is so
advantage.
pretty.
This is beautiful. We've done kits out of this. It kind of has a Liberty look to
It
it in the
does.
print, and it's pretty with the pinks and the blues. And so, anyway, there'll be a link to this.
A pink piqué jumper with the little blouse, summer blouse under it would be so cute.
That's a good idea, Regina. Good idea. We have lots of we have a lot more of this left. We have very little bit of the birds left. That's been going
Yeah.
like crazy.
Well, that one's so
And-
sweet too.
I
That's,
know. And we have some of the tractors. I think we have some of the tractors from Fabric Finders. And I bought a lot of that. That's why we have overstock, because I made my grandsons
Yeah, the
those little
shirts.
shirts, and we had them in a fall photo shoot. And I'm like, everybody's going to want this. I better buy like 500 yards. Well, not everybody wanted to make a shirt.
Not
it looked
everybody grew up on a farm, okay?
Like. That's right.
And not all their grandchildren live on a farm.
I really liked it. I thought it was awesome. And so, oh well. But,
Well, if worse comes to worse, it can be flower bed.
yeah,
You can go on our flower bed on the farm for mulching.
for natural fiber fabrics, if we're like, okay, this has a spot or something. That's
Yeah.
what Regina said. Look at this really cute pink and white striped seersucker. And I said, I don't know why it had little spots in it, so we weren't going to sell it. I
she's-
said, I think I'm going to mulch my flower beds
I'm like,
with it.
okay, well, we can cut some little pieces out of this in between these spots. And it's too pretty.
I mulched the under in front of the shop one time with
I remember.
this plaid fabric, and then I was kind of embarrassed when people came by until I could get it covered with mulch. Like, those people are really hicks, you know that.
Well, it worked. Okay,
Those people are.
you got to
crazy.
make you can't waste not, want not, right?
We have something gorgeous to show you. Look at this, how pretty
It
this
is pretty.
This is called Blue Bonnet, and it is Jenna Lee, the Jenna Lee pattern by Bonnie Blue. And Michelle put this together and made this really darling digital design. Look at this.
That's so cute.
It
It's
is
so summery.
so pretty. So I'm going to go to the overhead and show you what it looks like. Can you
Yeah.
reach that? Look at this. This is the Jenna Lee, and so it crosses over in the back and has this blue bonnet fabric and then this beautiful, I'm going to show you, beautiful green linen for the bodice and the pocket tops and the yoke top in the front.
Everybody in Texas ought to have this.
Man, it's cute. Maybe did you get it online today or yesterday? I mean, just this week we got it online. It's brand new. So this is new.
You have another one you want to show too. I'll just
yeah.
leave it there.
Okay. We have Darling Daisy, and is this a bodice dress? Maybe, right? Or
It looks like
or
it.
could be. I'm not sure. So we'll show you Darling Daisy, and this has these bodice dress. Has daisy fabric from Fabric Finders with turquoise accents for the collar, and so it's a sleeveless dress, and it has all the parts and pieces, the piping, you wouldn't have to make your own piping.
I can go back now.
Okay, like this.
Oh, here, let's do
it.
Went the wrong one. Sorry.
We're gonna get our act together.
One day,
Anyway, this is really, really cute.
This is beautiful fabric.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really sweet for summer.
So that's.
In the South, it's hot. In the summer, when they go back to school, that would be such a cute back-to-school dress too.
If you want that fabric, you gotta buy the kit because we're using them all for the kids.
Oh, we're using it up. Okay.
Oh, better get your
Into
kit.
that fabric.
What pattern is Pink Gingham? Bonnie Blue Designs Anna Catherine. I don't have one over here. Okay, Anna Catherine. This is really, really sweet. And so this is the 1/4-inch gingham from Fabric Finders, and it also has a little picot edge.
And the buttons in here are worth the kit.
The buttons,
are so cute.
So the daisy buttons that go down the front. Yeah.
Show you what they look like. See these little daisy buttons?
Oh, they're cute.
Oh, they are sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, it matches that so pretty.
It's got a white piqué collar, and little cuffs and little pocket tops. That's cute.
These are some really cute kits, Michelle.
So Fabric Finders, we've carried Fabric Finders fabrics for years and years, and they just came out with a smaller version of their sailboats. I can't wait to show you this. And Regina was like, "This looks like, big sister, little brother, mommy and me." And so the smaller version. Look at this.
Let's go
It's like
there.
maybe half the size.
Yeah.
Look at how cute that is.
This is mommy, me,
Yeah.
brother, sister, little
Yes.
sister.
This
They're
just
so
came
cute.
in, and we love it.
Big
We
brother
really love
shirts,
it.
little brother shirts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Summer shorts even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a cute tank top would
This
be
is really,
cute.
really sweet. And so then also with the strawberries. Strawberries,
Looks good with that pink linen underneath.
it does, doesn't it? Look at that.
It does, actually.
Oh man! So we had a kit out of the strawberries last year, and it was this bigger size strawberry, and we used emerald, I think emerald gingham, and then also a Swiss edging with a little emerald green on it. It was wonderful.
Oh, that would be so
Yeah.
cute.
And
And
so
look at the little
ones.
strawberries.
The little ones are so sweet. So I'm gonna hold it up so you can see it on Instagram.
Big sister, little sister.
Yeah, big sister, little sister, mommy and me. And
Yeah.
so that's new, brand new, and online. We got that online today. So that is wonderful.
Angela says, so precious. Love the smaller version.
I do too.
It is. It's
I
so
do too.
cute.
The smaller version is great. Okay, gotta show you something else really cool. When people are creating garments, it gets us excited too. And so I'm gonna bring. This is a wonderful, wonderful trim. It's got beaded flowers. It's got they're embroidered, beaded, sequin, but they're really gorgeous. They're not glitzy. They're
No.
just
This is gorgeous.
dressy and beautiful.
Mhm.
And so they're wonderful on the different bobinette colors. Here's one in green. I'm going to show the green because the green is so pretty.
Oh, look at that.
The green is so pretty. Like gather up a skirt And
I'm gonna go over
okay.
and show you.
Yeah.
This is so pretty.
look at that. And I'll bring it down a little bit this way. So this is the wonderful trim, and we just got backup stock in it yesterday. So happy to say that we have this beautiful trim in stock. I mean, it feels cottony, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if it says. It doesn't say if it's cotton. But the name of it is Spring. Isn't that pretty?
Let's see.
It
Even
would
around
be,
here would be
it
so
would
pretty
be
on the
beautiful on a waisted dress.
Oh yes.
And on a solid other fabric.
It goes with that lilac too behind you.
Okay, let me see.
Oh, it does.
It's lilac.
Oh, these
Three options.
3 colors here are
Look at
so
that.
pretty.
The colors.
Oh, right.
Wouldn't that be pretty?
Yeah, so here's oh yeah. So this is lilac, and we'll show it on here, and yeah, isn't that pretty? Yeah, you could mix the colors. So these bobbinettes have been really popular. Now these are washable, machine washable. They don't shrink. They're easy care, and not
This
as
is, the
expensive.
this is a dress that your child
And
would
not-
never want to take off
and not
because
as
it makes them feel like a
expensive, I know.
princess, but you don't care if they get it dirty.
That's
you wash
right.
it, you know,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful.
I've done it for the kids, and they're pretty. They're
Yeah.
pretty. I know I used to hold my nose in the air at anything that was polyester or nylon or anything that wasn't just cotton. I'm like, oh, I don't want that until I started having granddaughters.
Yeah.
And they were so cute and pretty, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I'm buying rhinestones.
And mommies don't care.
And
you
maybe
know, because
some
they
boas.
they have to wash
And-
it, so
yeah,
you
that's
know
right,
they like
that's
it.
right.
So yeah.
So we have the perfectly wonderful and amazing stuff, but we have the easy care stuff too.
That's
so,
right.
And guess what? They're both pretty.
And
They're
there
both
is
really
not a
pretty.
thing wrong with this.
I
This
know. They're
oh,
pretty. All right. So
if I were a little girl, I'd want to dress out of it.
I think so too. I love this.
I would love
I
that.
do love this. All right. Well, we need to have a
Oh,
drawing.
we got our drawing to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta have a drawing.
Well, I'll put this one out of the way.
So I was glad to see that several people have actually done shirring since Regina was here last week.
Yeah, I'm
They've
curious
tried
as to
it,
what
right?
the comments were.
Yeah, they said they've tried it, and so that's pretty awesome. That was our.
Surely want a shirt.
We surely
Yeah.
want a shirt.
Well, I was telling Sally that, you know, this week I was looking online at different clothing stores and manufacturers and stuff and to see what was new styles coming out and everything, and I am just shocked at how much there is with that in it. You know, almost all the dresses were like that. And so all the patterns, and I'm just like, wow, okay. Keep shirring, for sure, you know.
I'm excited.
Shirring is in.
It definitely is in. And
What
it's
a-
easy.
One of my suppliers up in New York sent me pictures, and I'm like, that looks like a Liberty, and he said it is. And then he sent me another one, and that also was a Liberty, and then he said another one was a printed sateen, and then a printed linen. And so I ended up ordering all 4 of those items. They'll be here this
I can't
this week.
wait.
They're going to be pretty. But he said these come from a designer, and he named the designer, and they manufacture in the United States. And he said that has to stay in your head and not come out of your mouth. I'm
So
like,
it will be a designer's fabric,
It'll be a
and you
designer
will love it.
yes, but because I went and looked them up, and the dresses are like hundreds of dollars.
Yes.
And so isn't that fun? It's so fun. You know, it's like, hey.
We can have this dress and not cost nearly that much.
That's right. That's right. It's really pretty. And one of them made me think of the dress that I made for my granddaughter Emma, who is 14 and just tall and, you know, just fit. And so it was kind of a straight dress, and it was the sateen with a little bit of lycra. And I thought she would love that. And I've got that
Yeah.
fabric. I'm like, Emma, this is a $600 dress I bought
That's
you.
right.
And she's like, oh, I'll wear that.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I really like that.
So we have an assortment of stuff, and a lot of it is they're fat quarters from our things from Spain, and then we got some pearl cotton and things like that. So
This is a nice bundle.
it's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty.
Look at all this.
Yep.
Oh,
So we have lots and lots of people that are in here.
yeah.
Whatever. You ready?
Lots
You're gonna
of-
call
lots
somebody.
of,
You're gonna call somebody. Call
Yeah.
somebody. I heard the phone ring. I was gonna call somebody. Let's see.
There we go. Let's see. Katie did. I love this fabric. A great giveaway. I love shirting.
She means
and
sharing.
sharing also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this
Katie
is
did.
from Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Katie did. Thank you very much.
Katie did. You're gonna love it.
Yep. Next Friday, Jane Seeley is going to be here.
Right.
And
I talked to her this morning.
Yeah. She'll be talking about heirloom sewing and
Oh, if you want to do anything, just stay tuned for hers. I
Won't
mean,
that
she
be
has me
fun?
so inspired now that I've got 2 dresses in mind,
oh,
and
do
I
you
go,
really?
oh yeah.
Oh boy.
I have to save up for the lace, but you know, because
Yeah.
there's only hundreds of yards of lace in
Oh
these things.
wow.
But Jane does a fabulous job.
Yeah.
She's my sewing partner, and so
She's
I
your
just
good friend,
love
that's
watching
right.
what she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. So join us and thank you for everything that all your great comments this week and
Come sew with me.
Yeah.
Go look
Oh,
me up,
yes,
and
I'm
make sure
so
to watch
sorry.
my YouTube video
Yes.
on the shearing.
yep. It's right there for you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Now my finger
Maybe.
went